Welcome, guys, to another episode of AM Daily Crypto. As always, we are your hosts, Crypto Lissa and Xander Coin Miner. Before we get started, there are always disclaimers included, which are this is not financial advice. Please do your own research before jumping into any cryptocurrency. If you like our content, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. We try to post as often as we can, but crypto never sleeps and we have kids, so we have to sleep sometimes. Also, you can see links to our Discord and Twitter as well as Cointree in the description below. And we strive to be the people's channel. So if you guys see something that you want us to cover, like we haven't covered it, if you have a project coming up, please DM us, find us on Discord, Twitter, or simply leave a comment at the bottom of this video and or podcast if you are listening on Anchor. And with all of that being said, let's jump into news. This is going to be pretty much about Russia and Bitcoin and what's going on with cryptocurrency as a whole. For those of you that follow the markets, obviously it was bloody. Now we are kind of back at $38,534 right now currently, as we can see on Crypto Potato. They have current market trends, and Ethereum as at 27.11 and 48 cents. That is USDC. So this first news article was written a couple days ago when Russia invaded Ukraine. So following Russia's invasion, Ukraine suspends the use of electronic money. And this is written by Dimitar Zanzarov. Putin's, quote, special military operation, end quote, caused major financial uncertainty in Ukraine. To bring more clarity to the situation, the National Bank of Ukraine informed that local monetary institutions will suspend the issuance and distribution of electronic money. Is it safe to say that Russia's military operation in Ukraine is the top 5 news today? And this was written February 24th, as I stated, as Russian troops are headed towards the biggest cities of their neighbor. Many of the latter citizens started leaving their homeland. The National Bank of Ukraine ensured that branches will work in an, quote, uninterrupted mode in the absence of threat to life and health of the population, end quote. It also provided access to safe deposit box and non-cash payments. In addition, ATMs are supported by cash without restrictions, the institution informed. As of today, though, local banks will suspend the issuance, replenishment, and distribution of electronic money. Such funds usually refer to fiat currencies in digital form, as it remains unclear whether this extends to cryptocurrencies. The central bank also introduced a moratorium on cross-border foreign exchange payments. The movement is expected to enhance the employment of Ukrainian hryvnia and thus protect it from a free fall in the days to follow. Subsequently, the institution halted the financial operations of those residents who took part in the armed aggression against Ukraine. Quote, appropriate actions are necessary to ensure the reliable and stable functioning of the country's financial system and maximize the activities of the armed forces of Ukraine, as well as the smooth operation of critical infrastructure, end quote, the National Bank of Ukraine summarized. Similar to other financial markets, the digital asset industry took a serious hit after the news of the Russian invasion. Earlier today, and this is again on the 24th, Bitcoin dipped to nearly $34,000 while ETH fell to $2,300. It is worth noting, though, that many view digital assets, especially Bitcoin, as a hedge against inflation and an alternative investment strategy during crisis events. With that said, it is yet to be observed how the crypto field will react to the financial consequences of the military conflict. So that is the first article, and I'm going to hand it over to Xander to read the next one.
Yeah, that was a good article. Thanks, Alyssa, for that. Well, that's a start. This next article is by Andrew Druvalas, and it talks about Bitcoin bounces back to 38K after Biden addresses the Russia-Ukraine conflict. I'm sure we all knew about it before we got told, but this is what the article says. Bitcoin has quickly recovered to yesterday's highs. This is as of February 24th, following the U.S. president's confirmation that he will not intervene militarily with Russia. Bitcoin price recently soared by 2,500 within 1 hour in light of U.S. President Joe Biden's comments on Russia's invasion of Ukraine. It has now recovered to its price before the market panic surrounding the conflict took place. Yesterday, which would have been the February 23rd, Bitcoin's price collapsed from 39K to 34,500 after Russian forces began attacking Ukraine's military infrastructure. Over 400 million USD and liquidations took place following the crash. Over leveraging, there's too much leverage there. The entire crypto market had declined by $200 billion on the news, leaving it just 1.6 trillion in total. On the 24th, President Biden announced that Russia's aggression cannot go unanswered and promised sanctions on 4 of Russia's largest banks from the West, from the U.S. and Western allies. He said they limit Russia's ability to do business in dollars, euros, pounds, and yen to be part of the global economy. The president also promised to send more forces to Germany to support NATO alliance along with the eastern flank. But we're not getting involved. However, he also made clear that no troops would be sent directly to Ukraine to take part in the conflict. And this is as of the 24th, so remember that. Bitcoin responded immediately to the news, sitting at 36,300. It moonshot to 39K exactly 1 hour later. Telling you, the president's comments were likely quite reassuring for Americans, who held monetary fears of an incoming World War III scenario. Actually, I was more worried about having to pay $10 in gas and paying for food like 10 times what it costs now. First, and my kids. An Associated Press poll found that 26% of the population support playing a major role in the conflict. I wonder if they're the ones going. Bitcoin's price action in response to news of war may suggest that it is not a safe haven asset, as many claim, but CryptoQuant's CEO maintains otherwise. Bitcoin's price now sits comfortably at 38.4. This is as of February 24th. And that's the end of this article. So leave a comment below on what you think of that article. And I'm going to hand it back to Cryptolissa. She can read the next one.
Thank you so much. And if you guys saw at the bottom of that article, there was a price graph. So this next article is written by Jordan Lionchev, and this was written yesterday, February 25th. If you guys are watching this on 226, depending on where you are in the world, may be different for you. So, political sanctions against Russia and the crypto market's reaction. Western and Asian leaders have revealed more sanctions on Russia after its forces invaded Ukraine. Australia, New Zealand, Taiwan, and the European Union, as well as Japan, have all slapped Moscow with fresh embargoes on Friday, fiercely condemning the military aggression that's unfolding in Ukraine. Amidst the crisis, Ukraine urged the West to ban Russia from SWIFT, the high security network that expedites payments among some 11,000 financial institutions in over 200 countries. Earlier this week, Germany froze the certification of the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline following Moscow's actions on Ukraine. However, it remains to be seen whether these measures will indeed hurt Russia, as we know they have not, as much as the rest of the sanctions announced by world leaders. And this is just a list of global sanctions that multiple countries have put on Russia. So, first, Australia. Australia leaders announced on Friday that they would, quote, begin imposing further sanctions on oligarch, while economic weight is of strategic significance to Moscow and over 300 members of the Russian Duma, their parliament, end quote. Speaking at a press conference on Friday, Prime Minister Scott Morrison added that Canberra was, quote, also working with the United States to align with their further sanctions overnight on key Belarusian individuals and entities complicit in the aggression. So we are extending those sanctions to Belarus, end quote. New Zealand, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said Friday that they would cut trade with Russia and impose travel bans against Russian officials. She continued to call for a return to diplomatic dialogue to resolve the deadlock. Quote, right here and now, we need to take immediate action, end quote. She said in a press conference in Wellington. Additionally, New Zealand is forbidding the export of goods to the Russian military and security forces in response to the invasion of Ukraine. Taiwan announced that it would join the party of economic sanctions against Russia without revealing which measures were being weighed out. In a statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said Friday that it, quote, strongly condemns, end quote, Russia's actions. It is important to note that Taiwan is a global leader in the production of semiconductors. The European Union, or EU, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and French President Emmanuel Macron issued new sanctions early on Friday, pledging to inflict, quote, maximum impact on the Russian economy and political elite, end quote. Quote, we will hold the Kremlin accountable, end quote, said von der Leyen. She added that these measures will target 70% of the Russian banking sector and key state-owned companies and sought to make it, quote, impossible for Russia to upgrade its oil refineries, end quote. Japan. And this is a quote from Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. On Friday, Japan will impose a set of sanctions targeting Russian financial institutions, military organizations, and individuals in response to the invasion of Ukraine. These measures include, quote, freezing the assets of certain Russian individuals and financial institutions while also banning export to Russian military organizations, end quote. Kishida added, in response to the situation, we will strengthen our sanction measures in close cooperation with G7 and the rest of the international community, end quote. The United Kingdom, or UK, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson asserted on Thursday afternoon that, quote, the United Kingdom is set to sanction 100 individuals and entity as part of further sanctions against Russia, end quote. In his speech to Parliament, Johnson reiterated that the goal was to, quote, to exclude Russian banks from the UK financial system, end quote. These include asset freezes on Russian state bank VTB, following the sanctioning of 5 Russian banking organizations on Tuesday. Additionally, Johnson said nothing is off the table when it comes to shutting off Russia's access to SWIFT. The United States. On Thursday, U.S. President Joe Biden presented a range of several sanctions against Russia, stating that, quote, Putin chose this war, end quote. These new measures will include export blocks on technology, a critical angle of Biden's approach that he said would severely limit Russia's ability to advance its military aerospace sector. The White House added in a statement, quote, these include Russia-wide restrictions on semiconductors, telecommunication, encryption, security, laser sensors, navigation, avionics, and maritime technologies, end quote. To add to these sanctions, U.S. authorities said they would cut off 13 major state-owned companies from raising money in the United States. These include energy giant Gazprom and Bank, Russia's largest financial institution. Regardless of what unfolds in the next few days, more sanctions are expected to come from world leaders. The effect on the crypto market. In the hours after Russia proceeded with its, quote, special military operation, end quote, the entire cryptocurrency market turned red. Bitcoin, for example, dropped about 5,000 USD to a monthly low of just over 34,000 USD. The altcoin suffered even more with double-digit price losses. However, once President Joe Biden said the country has no intentions to get involved directly in the war, the tides turned. Bitcoin recovered all losses almost immediately and currently sits close to $40,000. The entire market cap added over 150 billion and stands above 1.7 trillion as most altcoins went on the offensive as well. And this was written at 1644. And if you are on Crypto Potato's site, you can see in the upper right corner, Bitcoin is currently trading at 38,529 and Ethereum's at 2709. So this next article, I will hand it back over to Xander. And just as a quick shill, you could say, behind me, I have Handsome Hounds. You can find him on Twitter. There are some, I believe, still up for sale on Ravenous. And of course, obviously, guys, links will be in the description below.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that last article definitely the sanctions. You notice, I don't know if everybody knows, but China abstained from sanctions, which everybody thought they were going to back Russia, but once they saw the European Union coming together against Russia invading Ukraine, it looks like China took a step back, so you don't see sanctions there from China, of course. So anyways, this next article involves the invasion itself. This article is by George Goriev. Russia invades Ukraine and the massive Bitcoin volatility. The week's crypto recap. This article is from February 25th, yesterday, at 4:31. This week saw Russia invading Ukraine as Putin called for a military operation in the country. This caused massive mayhem across financial markets and, of course, crypto. This past week was riddled with volatility, largely induced by geopolitical turmoil. Russia declared a military operation against Ukraine, invaded the country's borders on Thursday. In a move shocked many, was expected by some. The two countries engaged in the first war in Europe in quite some time, which happens to be World War II. Needless to say, this shook financial markets. On Thursday, global stocks traded in the red. This caused further mayhem in crypto and Bitcoin alongside, just about every coin got hit hard. I mean, we all saw, double digit percentages, crashes down to 35K. Um, the European Union and the United States, among other countries, responded to what's going on in Ukraine with a promise of harsh sanctions, which you heard in the last article um, about the sanctions. The markets bounced, and in fact, the move up was just aggressive as the dump. Um, a good swing trade opportunity right there. Bitcoin is eyeing 40K at the time of this writing, while the entire market is painted green. This massive volatility resulted in over $800 million USD worth of liquidated both long and shorts. That's definitely going to happen when you have a straight up and straight down, reversals. You're going to have that. And it shows no signs of slowing down. Major altcoins are trading in the green on the daily time frame, charting massive gains, but also losing value over the past 7 days. We've been seeing that for a while now. In some of the altcoins, they've been going down slowly and slowly and slowly, going down. It's unclear how things are going to get resolved from now on. In an official statement by the Russian president, Vladimir Putin, said that they prepared for any outcome. Meanwhile, in Ukraine, there are reports circulating of serious resistance to the Russian military forces, as would anybody if their country was being invaded. I mean, put up a fight, definitely. All in all, the past 48 hours have been riddled with nothing but volatility and overall economic uncertainty. It's interesting to see how the next will shape up amid the escalating geopolitical tension. Um, yeah, so that's basically it for this article. I mean, and I just want to comment on the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, for example, that Germany, agreed to stop. But everything has to do with oil right now because it's winter in Europe. Uh, the last thing Europe wants to do is for its citizens to freeze in the cold. So the whole issue with the oil in the region is actually a pretty big deal. And even to Russia themselves, they don't want to freeze either. So that's what I'm going to say about that. And for the last article, Cryptolissa is going to take care of that one.
Thank you so much for that. And this last one is just kind of about the volatility. It is a Market Watch article from February 25th, which was yesterday. And this is written by Jordan Lionchep. Bitcoin recovers $4,000 USD. Luna explodes 25% as volatility skyrockets. Bitcoin remained of its enhanced volatility in the past day or so after a massive price slump to just over 34,000 USD and just as fast recovery to above 38,000 USD. Most altcoins are also well in the green on a daily scale after the substantial retracements yesterday. Bitcoin's wild ride. The no boring days in crypto narrative received further validation in the past few days. Bitcoin, for one, challenged 39,000 USD on Tuesday and early Wednesday before it started to lose value gradually. The decline, though, intensified as Russia's launched a special military operation, which we've read in past articles, against Ukraine, which many view as a full-scale invasion. As reported yesterday, this led to an immediate price reaction from Bitcoin, and the cryptocurrency plummeted by several $1,000s to a daily bottom of just over 34,000 USD. This became the asset's lowest price position since late January and skyrocketed liquidations to almost 500 million USD. Since then, though, and after U.S. President Joe Biden reassured that the country would not take part in conflict directly, the primary digital asset went on the offense. In a matter of hours, Bitcoin exploded to by over 5,000 USD and neared 40,000 USD before it retraced to its current value or current level of around 38,000 USD. As of now, Bitcoin is up approximately 6.5% on the day, and its market cap has reclaimed 700 billion. And this is a chart here you can see. Luna leads altcoins recovery. As it typically happens, the alternative coins, or altcoins as we like to call them, experienced even more severe price drops yesterday, but most were well in the green today. Ethereum dumped all the way down to $2,200, but it has recovered to around 2,600 USD as of writing these lines. Bitcoin 6%, Ripple 6.5%, Solana 6%, Cardano 7%, Avalanche 7%, Polkadot 10%, Dogecoin 6.5%, and Shiba Inu 6% are also well in the green now. Terra has stolen the show and the larger cap altcoin space with a massive 22% surge. Consequently, Luna now trades at $65. The crypto market cap is up by about 140 billion since yesterday's low, and it's close and is close to 1.7 trillion. And you can see this trading right here. Let's go to CoinGecko, and we can see what we are looking at right now. As a market cap. So CoinGecko, Bitcoin is down 0.1% last hour. Ethereum 27.19. Tether is $1. Obviously, it's a stable coin. BNB 367 USD. C is $1, of course, stablecoin. XRP 73 cents. Solana 87, Terra 73, Cardano 86.99, Polkadot 17, Avalanche 78, Binance USD is $1, obviously. Dogecoin 12.5 cents, Shiba Inu, I can't even say that many zeros. Terra USD is $1.01. Kronos, which is the new crypto.com, is almost 41 cents. Polygon is $1.48. Wrapped Bitcoin 38,634. DAI is $1, and rounding out top 20 is Cosmos for 28.49. So that is your top 20 right now. And with that being said, guys, this comes to the end of our episode. Thank you for listening or watching us. If you have gotten this far, we truly, truly appreciate it. Links for everything will be in the description below. Please check us out on Discord, on Twitter. We also have Cointree. If you want to support us in any way, please always hit that like and subscribe notification bell. We truly appreciate that as well. And like, comment. We love seeing your likes. We love seeing your comments. We try our best to reply to them. If we don't get to you, we will get to you. I promise, because I run that. And as always, guys, in code we trust, have a good day.